Hey there guys, how are you? So today I have a lot of things to talk about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them all. They're going to clash like warriors on a battlefield. Their blood and guts are going to merge together. I'm going to come by with some duct tape, tape them together, put them down in my basement. I don't even know, this metaphor is actually going nowhere. Let's just get into what I have to say. So anyway guys, down below you're going to see some annotations, and if you guys want to skip ahead to that portion of the video, if that's what you're interested in, you don't want to hear me ramble on about some other bullshit, you can skip ahead. So first up we have the 3rd annual YOUreviewers. Second up we have movie reviews for Zero Dark 30. I have some interesting stuff to say there. And then we have an all new Blu-ray update. Alrighty guys, so first up I wanted to talk about the 3rd annual YOUreviewers, which I will be a part of this year. And not only will I just be a part of, I'm actually taking an airplane, a jet plane, as some might call it, across the United States to LA to meet up with the Schmoes Know, Jeremy Johns, and Catherine Reitman. And Chris Stuckman's actually taking another plane from another location, and he's gonna meet us there too. The Avengers of movie reviews of YouTube coming together. I think I'd be Scarlett Johansson if I had to pick somebody. Anyway, tons of other YouTubers who talk movies will be presenting different awards, and I think my category this year, I'm not quite sure, but I think it's Stink Pile of the Year. I'm just gonna call it Shit Stain of the Year. It's basically the worst movie of the year. And by the way, I'll put a link down below to the Schmoes Know channel. They'll keep you updated on everything that's happening because it's late and I have a feeling that I'm going to miss something. So anyway guys, my plan is to vlog the entire trip to LA. I'll shoot some behind the scenes footage, maybe get some, you know, some inner thoughts of fellow YouTubers. So those vlogs will be on my other channel, John Flickster. I'll put a link to that down below, also annotation somewhere down here. Go there, subscribe to that channel, see those future upcoming videos. Okay guys, it's movie review time, and these movies came out last week, but you know what, I have some thoughts on them I just have to share with you. So first up, it's Zero Dark 30, directed by Kathryn Bigelow, and just let me start off by saying this movie is probably the most overhyped movie of the entire year. Now Kathryn Bigelow directed one of my favorite movies of all time. It's epic, it's badass, it's about bank robbers who like to surf, and it's Point Break. By the way, I have a conspiracy theory that the only reason Kathryn Bigelow made Point Break as good as it was is because she was dating James Cameron at the time, and I have a feeling that he was kind of giving a lot of his insight to how to make a good badass action movie. But anyway, Zero Dark 30 is based on the story that the government gave you about the SEAL Team 6 going in and killing Osama bin Laden, the face of terrorism as the US would put it, after 9/11. And you know what? To me, he's kind of the jump starter of why we went to war. Now, I could talk about a conspiracy theory that I have for like 50 minutes. I would have graphs and diagrams and charts. But you know what? I'm just going to sum it up to this. If it took our government 10 years to find one man who they claim is the face of terrorism, the most wanted man alive, and our government has every single resource working for it, and not to mention they started a war where they sent thousands of troops overseas, it took them 10 years to do that. That's kind of a scary thought, isn't it? Now, everyone says the first 30 minutes this movie starts out really slow. I'm gonna have to disagree with that. I thought the first 30 minutes were some of the best stuff of the movie. It's after the first 30 minutes and up until the last half hour of the film that everything in the middle of the movie just kind of gets mumbled around. It's really slow. It feels a little bit bloated. This movie to me felt like a 1-hour story that they could have just put on HBO, but instead they made it a 2-hour and 20-minute movie that just felt bloated and dragged out. Now the main character of the movie, who I'm just going to call Julianne Moore with less freckles and a little bit younger, she plays this young CIA agent. Now, I didn't really like her character. I bought into her being a real-life person, but throughout the movie, there's a few scenes where I think her character had some kind of weird form of Tourette, because she would cuss and say the most awkward thing. Like, she just says motherfucker at the most weird, random time that you shouldn't be saying it. And I don't know if that was the state that she's, you know, supposed to be taken serious, or she's one of the guys, but it really came across awkward, and I didn't like it, and I found it laughable. Another thing about this movie is it felt like Kathryn Bigelow kind of copy and pasted what she did with The Hurt Locker. I mean, style-wise, she took a shaky cam, made it about the war effort. Anyway, Zero Dark 30, does it have good performances in it? Yeah. Is it well made overall? Yeah, even though it's not my type of style of film that I like to enjoy watching over and over again, because it has a lot of handheld shots in it. It does have a very realistic tone to it, especially the last 30 minutes where they raid the fortress where Osama bin Laden's hiding at. By the way, I have a question. Who built that fortress, and why would Osama bin Laden hide there? Like, hey, let's put up a privacy fence right here, these 15-foot walls, nobody ever comes outside, and we'll even put another privacy fence around the balcony. Yeah, that won't draw any attention, will it? Maybe you could just hide in that hut over there. You know, look like a normal guy, maybe shave your beard, I don't know. You know, it just didn't seem like the guy was trying to be very conspicuous. It almost seems like some kind of government agency put him up in that fortress for safekeeping. I don't know. So I'm gonna give Zero Dark 30 a B-. I know, I'm sorry. I know it's a lot of people's favorite movie of the year, but ask yourself this question. How many times could you rewatch Zero Dark 30? I probably couldn't watch the movie ever again. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm all out of Mountain Dew. Usually what I do when I run out of Mountain Dew to keep myself going, I snort a pixie stick, I go downstairs, I pour some sugar on my face, I rub it in to hit the bloodstream a little bit faster, and then I do some jumping jacks, and then I run up and down the stairs 3 times, I go outside, ring my doorbell, I check my mail even though I already did it earlier, and then I run back inside. That's how you wake yourself up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And next we move on to an all-new Blu-ray update. And first up, it's one of my favorite 1980s movies, a movie I remember watching as a young man, I don't know what the hell's happening. I used to watch it on beta tape, that's what I'm getting to. It's Driving Miss Daisy, starring Morgan Freeman and the other chick from Fried Green Tomatoes. My name's Morgan Freeman. Oh yes, Miss Daisy. Andy Dufresne never touched another mop that day. My name's Morgan Freeman. That's my Morgan Freeman voice, not very good. Anyway, guys, it's Driving Miss Daisy, the digibook, and you know what? Check this thing out. You open it up, you flip through the pages, you see, look at Dan Aykroyd. Look at that forehead on that man. Anyway, you find information about the movie, the production, and this movie was made in the late 80s. Now, let me say one thing about this movie, is the thing that kind of kills this movie and really showcases that this was definitely an 80s movie was the synth-sounding happy sitcom music that they throw in the movie, as they did many other 80s movies. But watching this movie again on Blu-ray just the other night, I was like, Jesus, that is 80s. Anyway, this movie's about Morgan Freeman, who's a chauffeur for this old white Southern lady, and you can just tell that he's being really nice to the woman. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But in reality, Morgan Freeman would have drove this car into a tree going 55 miles per hour, killing her instantaneously. Anyway, Driving Miss Daisy, it's a classic, and on Blu-ray, this doesn't look too bad. I was actually surprised how good it looked. Now, this movie is a period piece, and, you know, it has kind of like a glowy, warm tone about it, but on Blu-ray, I thought the resolution looked good. It wasn't anything noticeably bad about the movie. I thought it was a pretty good transfer for a classic. So anyway, oh, by the way, this was winner of 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture in 1989. I'll slam this goddamn car into a tree. Okay, next up, it's The Notebook. Hey, I know what you're thinking. But let me tell you guys this. Valentine's Day's coming up. Now, not only do you get a Blu-ray, you get a piece of jewelry, a necklace for the girlfriend, and what else is in here? And then you get this journal. So it's a gift and a movie in one. Okay, your lady friends will love you. And you get this epic picture of Ryan Gosling looking at you with that shaggy, moppy hairdo. I'm gonna put that on my wall. Actually, I'm gonna put that back there. Anyway, The Notebook is definitely a chick flick, but you know what? It's not that bad, and it's kind of well made. It is a period piece, and throughout the movie, you know, it's a love story, just like all Nicholas Sparks movies are. Basically, that guy, he figured out the formula, how to sell books. It's kind of the same formula I call the Twilight formula. Have kind of a generic love story, throw in some filler, have 2 generic characters, a guy who's basically too good for the chick, and then gold. There you go. Roadhouse. I don't know. I like when Patrick Swayze does roundhouse kicks. Anyway, The Notebook on Blu-ray looks really good. I mean, the picture quality in this movie's pretty damn perfect, if you ask me. And the movie itself is definitely, like I said before, kind of something that you watch with the lady friend. Anyway, guys, The Notebook on Blu-ray, picture quality-wise looks great, and but like I said, special edition comes with all these presents and stuff, so just Valentine's Day is done for me. I don't even have to worry about it. So before I go, down below, definitely check out my second channel, John Flickster. It's my vlog channel, my wacky weird channel, and it's definitely where I'm going to put all the upcoming vlogs on my trip to LA. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.